Hi, how are you guys? I hope that you all are doing great. Welcome back to Her Chaotic Mind. Here we sit down and we talk about our favorite books and movies and every other thing that gave our hearts some joy. So, if you think that is something that you will enjoy, please do consider subscribing to this channel. So, on this channel earlier last year, I used to do this series where I would sit down and talk about the books that I read in that month and what are my reviews on them and how I would like to rate them. But this year I was not really able to read that many books. Yeah, I had to study a lot. Your girl is now that academic girly. Well, I was even last year, but now I'm taking it a bit seriously. So yeah, I don't have that many books to talk about every month, but it's been 3 months and I thought I would rather do a quarterly wrap up rather than completely discarding it. So here we are. Here we are to talk about the books that I read till now in 2023 and what are my takes on them. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first things first. Do I have a mic now? Yes. And do I feel like an influencer now? Yes, yes, yes. Keeping that aside, let's talk about books. The first book of 2024 happens to be from the most favorite series that my brother read, the series that my brother can't stop raving about. It is the first book of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. The book is called Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. In here, there is a demigod named Percy, obviously. Now, who are these demigods? Demigods are basically the children of the 12 Olympians born out of their marriage, and they have some superpowers, okay? And they go to this place called Camp Half-Blood where they train to go on to a bigger quest. And in this one, the quest that Percy gets is to find Zeus's lightning bolt, which apparently all the gods think that Percy has stolen. So yeah, that's his quest, to prove his innocence and get back Zeus's lightning bolt. He goes on this amazing journey with Annabeth and Grover, and oh my god, the adventure that follows from there, it's insane. For the people who think that it's a children's book and you will probably not enjoy it, well, I give this one a 4 star and I'm really looking forward to the part 2 of it, which is, I think, the Sea of Monsters. So yeah, you can probably give it a try as well. The next book of 2024 was a Hermione fanfiction. Yeah, Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger, the epic, the original enemies to lovers that you can ever imagine of. The book is called Remain Nameless. In this book, the setting is of the post Second Wizarding War, like after Harry has defeated Voldemort, the world order has been restored, and we are in their mid 20s, like the characters are in their mid 20s. Here we find Draco is suffering from PTSD and depression and is regularly going to therapy, trying to heal himself, but not to much of his benefit. Here, he decides to go on to a muggle cafe every day to have his daily dose of caffeine. And one fine day, he just stumbles upon Hermione Granger again, and something changes. Something changes from that interaction in the mundane life of Draco Malfoy. This little interaction every day with Hermione becomes his ultimate sunshine, and from there to healing each other, to understanding each other, to second chances. It's a beautifully written book. I just wish that the writers who are writing these fan fictions end up publishing their own books, because their writing needs to be out there in the world, and it's beautiful. If you want to read some Hermione fan fiction which is not as dramatic as Manacled, then Remain Nameless is beautifully written. You should give it a try. The next book that I read is the book that I was so ready to give 5 stars but couldn't. It is Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. It is a Japanese literature, and the setting is so beautiful, so cozy. A girl, after she's heartbroken, decides to move to this countryside and work at his uncle's bookshop and also stay there. And eventually, in this journey, she discovers that she has a love for reading books and the stories they tell. And it's a beautiful setting, beautiful premise. It's kind of a slice of life. Nothing really happens. We go through the mundane life of the characters present there. The main character and her uncle Satoru, I think I'm pronouncing it right. They and their internal journeys of becoming the people they are, or even the better versions of themselves. This book is all about that. It's very cozy, very laid back, and it's a very short read, but apparently somewhere in the middle, I felt that it was very overstretched, and I was just skimming through the pages. Yeah, it didn't leave a mark on me. It's a very cozy read if you want to, snuggle up in your bed and read something warm and fuzzy, but definitely not a remarkable piece of literature for me. I gave it 3.5 stars. The next book that I read was a review copy from the author. It is called Murder Under a Red Moon. And if you think you will enjoy a book where there is a detective who wears saris and goes on the old city of Bangalore to solve crimes, apparently murder mysteries, then this is something that you will love. It has all this retro vibe. It's set in 1970s, so the colonial era, and the food is described beautifully, the wardrobe is described beautifully, the murder and the unveiling of the mystery, everything is just at the perfect pace. But I felt somewhere I was getting lost in the details and the conversations, and the mystery, like the unveiling of the story, the unveiling of the murder mystery could have been done better. But if you want a cozy murder mystery, this is the book you need to pick up. The next book that I read also happens to be a murder mystery, and this one is called The Maid by Nita Prose. And oh my god, here we are introduced to Molly, who is apparently a clean freak, and she takes up the perfect job based on her personality. She becomes the maid at the Regency Grand Hotel, or Grand Regency Grand, yeah, hotels. And one day she just stumbles upon a dead body in the room which she is supposed to bring to the state of perfection. So now what she will do? Here, for the first time, I was reading a book with an unreadable narrator, and oh my god, the writing is so beautiful. There are times where the protagonist can't see things, but you are so aware of how things are going to go south. Oh my god, the desperate need I felt to protect Molly throughout the book was insane. It's a murder mystery, and there are a lot of things happening. There are a lot of secrets which you will find that's going on in the Regency Grand Hotel, and it is a perfect murder mystery to give a try when you are in a reader slump. This is a 4-star book for me. The next book was a psychological thriller. This one's called The Service Elevator. This one is also a review copy, and it's a very short read. Apparently, the most, like 95% of this book is set inside an elevator where the protagonist is trapped. The protagonist of the story, he has to face the demons that he has been hiding in his closet. He have to face the good, the bad, and the ugly. So yeah, it's a psychological thriller. I liked it. I won't say that I didn't like it. I liked the pace of the book, but then it was something I sort of was not satisfied with the ending. And I feel like in murder mysteries, it's so important, in psychological thrillers and thrillers in general, it is so important to get the ending right. And I almost saw it coming, and I don't know, the ending was not very satisfactory, but it's a very short read. If you are someone who wants to give psychological fiction a try, then I think this one will be a perfect read for you. The next book that I read, oh my god, the book that is so close to my heart. I got it as a gift from Sonali. She has her own channel. I will be attaching the link to her channel in my description. She does this incredible job of making bookish videos, and we were having this conversation, and we just decided to gift each other our favorite books. And she gifted me Our Chemical Hearts, and my oh my, this is such a beautiful story. This is bittersweet. This is about the first love, how teenagers go through this roller coaster of ride when they develop feelings for one another, and how a person deals with something so traumatic that has happened in their life. It's about moving on, it's about healing, and it's beautifully written, it's lyrical. I love Henry, I love Grace, I love each and every character in this book. This is Our Chemical Hearts. I give it a full 5-star. You can see the annotations that I have done in this one. Yeah, I absolutely adore this book. The next book that I read is a science fiction. It was a review copy, and this one's called The Mars Conspiracy. The Mars Conspiracy is just gave me this big hit of nostalgia. If you have watched Ancient Aliens and you have seen the parallels being drawn from ancient Egyptian civilization to, this alien theory, well, this book also sort of explores along those lines. There is a historical context set in Egypt, and a connection with history to the present world, the present day, where they have come across this creature which is an evidence that life exists in Mars, to go on and conquer Mars and the mission and how things go wrong, what happens. It's a very intense book with amazing characters, very complex characters, apparently. You don't know whom to trust, whom to love. And it was a very nostalgic read for me, considering the fact that I was obsessed with ancient aliens as a kid. Later I came to know that it's infamously racist, but yeah, back then my innocent mind couldn't catch it well. So the Mars Conspiracy is a very good blend of science fiction and history. The narration style is very lucid, and if you want to pick up with something which is fast paced and more plot focused, then the Mars Conspiracy is a book that you can pick. I gave it 4 stars. The next book that I read is a book that is very close to my heart, and it came out, and I absolutely adore the cover of this one. This is a Desi romance set in the palaces of Rajasthan. It slightly touches upon the patriarchy and the deep rooted misogyny. The chemistry of Tarun and Manakshi is fire. This is not something which is like really fresh because it's done. And yeah, that's the Bollywood-esque feel for you guys. If you love Bollywood romances specifically set in palaces, then this is the book that you are going to absolutely enjoy. I love Mishti's narrative style. She has this very humorous and lucid way of writing. I didn't connect to the female main character of this book, but I think that the romance and the angst and the bit of spice really elevated the experience. And if you are looking for an Indian romance, I think you should give It Happened One Night a try. It was a 3.5-star read for me. The next book that I read is again a Draco Hermione fanfiction, and I absolutely adored the book. It is called Isolation, and Harry and Ron are off to finding the Horcruxes. In this one, Hermione wasn't been allowed to go there. She had to rather stay in Hogwarts and help the Order with the planning and like the research. Meanwhile, we come to see that Snape is there in McGonagall's office and is looking for a favor. He wants her to take in Draco and keep him in Hogwarts because he's not safe out there. After he was unable to kill Dumbledore, the Death Eaters are after him. Voldemort has ordered for Draco's death, and Snape wants to protect Draco, and eventually McGonagall agrees, and he is going to stay with Hermione in her head girls, I don't know, it's quarters, rooms, whatever it is. Yeah, so Draco has to stay with Hermione. He gets his room. In isolation, the only human companion that he can get is Hermione Granger. And it is an absolute, a true enemies to lover, where they go on from being this, I would kill you, to I would kill every person in the world to save you. It is a beautiful enemies to lovers story. I absolutely adore it. It is full of this internal turmoil to understand, to realize what is the right and wrong in this world, and what's good, what's bad, how the world should run, and how our upbringing have changed the brain chemistry of ours and have blinded us to be transparent and look into the world and judge it for ourselves. So yeah, that was Isolation. That was my last read. Currently I'm reading 2 books. One is Amber in the Ashes. I'm trying to finish this for 2 months. This is a very good book, guys. Trust me, it's a high fantasy. The world building is great. The characters are layered and complex, and so much is happening. There is the survival games going on to choose the next ruler. There is Leia, who is a spy for the resistance and trying to protect her brother, save her brother, and oh my god, so much is happening. It's so adventurous, but I just don't know why I can't finish this book. It is very good. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm not pressurizing myself. I'm taking it slow, and once I'm done, I will put up the review for you guys. You can stick around on this channel for the next quarterly wrap up to find what I felt about this book. Also, to match up the intense vibe, I also decided on a cozy summer romance. This is Beach Reads by Emily Henry, and oh my god, as of now I am absolutely loving this book. I am 60% done, and I love January's character. I love how she's funny and hilarious and stupid and crazy and adorable at the same time. This is about 2 authors, 2 rivals, who end up making a deal to write in the genre the other person writes, just to prove each other that they are as bad as I don't know. Okay, it's a very random thing, but it's so adorable, so cozy. I am loving it as of now. Let's see how it ends. So yeah, with that we have come to the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed this funny little reviews of mine, and if you did, please do consider liking this video, maybe share it with the people who read books, and I'll see you guys again in the next one. Bye bye.